that's a wrap for the US Open Cup final. It's such fashion, Inter Miami fashion, that we lose the final in a big game like that. Typical Inter Miami without the big star players, as the naysayers would say. But before I break down this game, there was confirmation that Messi was not going to play. And even though yesterday I said he was going to likely play off the bench in the second half, it turned out not to be the case. There was a lot of reports from reliable sources too. And before the game, Tata decided it was best for Messi to not get hurt even more and not let him play. I will say this with Tata Martino, it is kind of his fault because of this. Putting in the starting lineup and not having the players aware what the starting lineup was going to be before the game. You can tell the players were just unprepared. They were just unprepared, and the price was paid. The price was paid big time. They did not feel like they wanted to play. They didn't feel like they are ready. Overall, it just feel like they're unprepared. And then we play against Houston, like I said in preview. And first off with them, I gotta give credit to Houston Dynamo. They are inspired. They played like they want to play. They're a way better team than Inter Miami was tonight. And they beat us pretty good. So they knew the game plan. They know what they needed to do. And then they capitalized on Inter Miami's bad decision making. I'm not going to say it's because Messi didn't play and everything like that. No. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of this team since the expansion year. The games I've seen were insufferable. Like they were absolutely insufferable in early days. It was bad. It was torturous to watch sometimes. But for the Inter Miami in this tournament, I'm so proud that they made it that far, and they just could not finish it off in this one. They could not get the second trophy from the Leagues Cup final. They just did not play like they were ready, and they were ready to play. They were unprepared. So congratulations to Houston Dynamo for beating us in the US Open Cup final. And in a preview, I said that last time Houston won anything was back in 2006, which I was definitely wrong. So they did win in 2006, but that was the MLS Cup. I was not aware they have won in 2018. That part was my fault. That was my fault on that part. I didn't do more research on that, so I was wrong. I was deeply wrong, so I apologize for that again. But this is their second U.S. Open Cup trophy. Really cool. Really cool. So, overall, Inter Miami did not get the second trophy. They could not be the next team to win the U.S. Open Cup championship. So, there goes that. Now they can if there's any consolation, they can concentrate on trying to make it to the playoffs. So anyway, Houston, we had to watch a few players for this team. Like I said in a preview, Baird, there was a couple of players I didn't mention. Carrasquilla, turned out to be a really good player. Dorsey, really good player as well. Bassi, another good player. The goalkeeper was really good too. Carrasquilla nearly had one in at one point. Baird, not quite. Now, in the 22nd minute, there was actually a really cool save. In fact, it's a double save. There was a rebound head denied from Callender, and I believe it was Quinos. And then there was a rebound to Baird, but it was denied again by Callender. Sticks his foot out, and then blocks the shot. That was impressive. But eventually it came crashing down because in the 25th minute of this game, it was Dorsey to take the lead for Houston, 1-0 in the US Open Cup final, and we start off the game in really, really shaky start. So, by the way, the full name is Griffin Dorsey. Then there was a situation in the 31st minute actually. DeAndre Yedlin brought down Michael in the box, whatever his name was. I think it's Michael. Anyway, penalty for Houston. It was Bassi. And of course he converts a penalty near the slight right, and Callender went to slight left. Next thing you realize, it's 2-0 Houston. Now in the entire first half, and I can even put in Herrera as well. Herrera was denied as well. I will say this for the first half: Inter Miami players, they played. I'm going to say it flat out. They played awful. The passing was not good. Turnovers are constant, and every single time we turn the ball over, Houston counters. It's not just this game problem. It's a season problem. In fact, it's a franchise problem. It's been a problem for so long. It hurts us in the long run. If they want to be a team to be reckoned with in the future, you gotta upgrade the back line and the midfield. You gotta upgrade because it's not good. I'm sorry, it's just not good. It's just not good. Then we go to halftime. 18 shots for Houston. Just one shot for Inter Miami the whole half. The whole half. First shot was in the 42nd minute, was Kermashi. Sad. That is just sad. It's really bad. Second half, Miami finally was trying to get some offensive thing in, and it kind of worked a little bit. Martinez was trying to win this game. He had an experience winning a U.S. Open Cup before with Atlanta United in 2019. Tarbell denies. That's his name. Tarbell denies Kermashi. Now Inter Miami offense finally starting to get something in. They were close plenty of times, and then Martinez pulls it wide from a tight angle header. So next thing you realize, 18-1 became 18-5 shots. Then in the 73rd minute, as I thought it was a disaster, Quinos scores to make it 3-0, and at that time, that's when I realized this game is finished. However, the goal was disallowed for offside of VAR. And maybe there was life. Farias, which by the way, Farias had a really bad half as well in the first. Remember that Dorsey goal that happened? Farias turned the ball over, and they countered it, and Dorsey finished it off. So Farias hit one right to Tarbell. Arroyo blasted high. Smith looked for a dagger, but that was wide as well. And as Inter Miami fan myself, I was like, you got to brace for disappointment, even though there was still a little bit of time left. But you never know. These days, you just never know. However, some fans, somewhere in the 87th minute, decided to head for the exits. It's sad to me. But there was life in the stoppage time, as in the 91st minute of stoppage, it was Joseph Martinez getting the goal in to make it 2-1 Houston, assisted by Farias, and we have some life. We got something going on. 93rd minute, shout for a penalty, and it was not given. You gotta be kidding me. You just gotta be kidding me there. Cabana was head right towards Tarbell. If that ball would have went a different approach, that would have tied the game up. But that's just, oh my God, it just didn't. It just didn't. Houston was ready to put the game away, and then that was called for offside there. But Farias had a corner, trying to get one through the crowd. There was a header, and then went right to the Houston player. And there's your ball game. There's your ball game, folks. Inter Miami could not get it done. First half was ugly, like very, very ugly. I feel like if they were more prepared, they would have had a better approach of the game. They would not have committed too many turnovers like they did in the first half. They would have learned. They would have better experience. I believe the last minute decisions hurt them really badly too. I think they made some pretty bad decisions when starting the lineup. First off, why not have Stefani start the game? Why not him? I understand he was going to make a better approach in the second half, but why not start him in the first and then put in, and then the second half? Why not put in someone, like Arroyo? That would have made a little bit more sense. Arroyo can play ball. They only made 4 substitutions, 2 of them in the halftime. I just don't get the formation that it was made. It looked like the 4-5-1 formation. It just did not work against Houston. But anyway, nothing we can do now. It is what it is. It's just we cannot dwell anymore. It is what it is. Houston earned that victory against Inter Miami. They won their second U.S. Open Cup final. So that's their second trophy going to Houston. At least we got the League's Cup final in. Anyway, 58.7 possession into Miami favor compared to 41.3, and most of that possession came from the second half. 4 shots on goal for Inter Miami. 1 of them was made. 5 shots on goal. 2 of them were made. 12 shots attempts. 19 shots attempts. In comparison, Inter Miami playing rough. They had 3 yellow cards. One of them was that yellow card that was ultimately a penalty. Houston only got 1, and then they even out with saves, and 6 corners and 5 corners. 6 corners for Miami, 5 corners for Houston, and that's pretty much it. So congratulations to Houston Dynamo. It's a really disappointing finish for Inter Miami. I am proud that they made it that far in the U.S. Open Cup. I actually didn't think they would make it that far. I honestly, in the Phil Neville era, there was a really bad situation against Miami FC. There was also a bad situation against Birmingham. There was a bad situation against Nashville. And really, the own goal in that Charleston game was really why we won that game. But, it is what it is. You can't win them all. It's just a dirty reality of it. So, either way, our next match We can now focus on the regular season as Inter Miami now plays a critical game against New York City FC on September 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. New York City FC is standing in our way to get us into the playoff line. It is a must-win against New York City FC, but it is in Dry Pink Stadium. But nowadays you just can't guarantee a win in Dry Pink Stadium anymore. So we'll see what happens. I'll get back covering that team this weekend. We still have a couple of games in hand, so there's still a chance for us to make the playoffs. We cannot screw this up like we did tonight. This one was painful. This one was just painful. But I'll get over it. I think we'll all get over it. If there's any consolation, we do have a Leagues Cup trophy. I think that was definitely a big one. And let's see if Miami can try again next year with the USOC Cup. If they can, then we can say this was distant memory. But I don't know, guys. Only time will tell. God knows what will happen next. All we can do is sit back and watch as time goes on. But anyway, there you go. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, and also to the fans that were commenting in my Leagues Cup final video saying, "Hey, where's the full video? Where's the full live reaction?" I did do it, but I think we all agree this. I just don't think it's. I just don't feel like it's right to upload now because of how this game pans out. All you gotta know is we said some pretty crazy things. I was pissed off. I was depressed. So I just at that point I just don't feel the need to. I just don't feel the need to put up that reaction video. So I do apologize for that. Maybe next time. If all goes well, then I'll definitely do it. But this game just went wrong throughout the ways. But yeah, folks, there you go. Sorry to disappoint some of you. But either way, if you have enjoyed this video and not the game, hit that like button, subscribe our content because Miami TVG has your back. And when he does, he'll be right there with you for your team you deserve. I'm going to bed. I'm going to make another video tomorrow. The good news this time it's involving baseball. So either way, thank you guys for sticking around, tuning in on these Inter Miami videos. It's definitely not over. I'm not trying to say it's over, but thank you for tuning in on these videos. Either way, win or lose, draws, good news, bad news, suckish news, ugly news, the good, bad, and ugly. Thank you for coming in and showing support. And to the other teams that did come in for these videos, I do appreciate it. And consider subscribing because maybe your team will be featured again in the future. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a Marlins video. Adios.